Hello, Bigfoot enthusiast. Scott here from Squatch America. I almost forgot what I was supposed to say, like you.
Have I rubbed off on you? This
Yeah.
is Hannah, domestic goddess, chief cook, and doggy mama in the paddy wagon tonight.
So, hello. Hey, Danny, you made it, I see.
Awesome.
And Scott, Renee, and Michelle, the usual suspects.
Yep. And we'll give StreamYard a few minutes. Oh, I see people wandering in, so make sure you say hi in the chat. It's very, very important that you say hi in the chat tonight.
Just say hi.
Just say hi.
If you don't want to say anything else, just say hi so we get your name. That's all.
Yeah.
We're taking names for a reason.
Taking names and what's it called? You're taking names.
Kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Hi, Judy.
Thank you, Judy, for shouting us out on whatever you were on the other day.
Yeah. So, well, anywho, we got a interesting show. We're going to be talking about some of the stuff.
Go back to the names, please. Oh, yeah, I guess you can.
That we learned on at Liberty
at
Washington.
the Pacific Northwest Mining Festival. Now, what the heck does Bigfoot have to do with miners? Well, more than you might realize. So,
all right. So Donna says Bigfoot is whooping tonight. It's a super, what is it? A super blue moon.
Yes, it is a super blue moon tonight. And there's an awful lot of cloud cover where we are. So I don't know if we'll be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell them where we are, dear?
Where are we? We're in the most German town in Washington State. And I even didn't say Washington.
Yes, you just did.
Okay. Hi, Dar. Nice to meet you in the chat. That's awesome. And Jim Hackman, hi. So, anywho.
Stragglers, if you have not put your name in the chat, you really will want to do that tonight.
All right. Awesome. Because
we're not going to tell them. Just we want your name in the chat.
It'll be a surprise. So, I should have put that graphic in there. I didn't. Okay. Anyway.
That's because you are behind the times.
I'm behind the times. I don't have it anyway. You posted it. Anyway.
Well, tell them later, but I need to see the names, Babaloo.
Oh my gosh, you got them all. Anyway,
no, I don't.
So we are actually in Leavenworth, Washington. Actually, we're camping outside of a little town called Plain, Washington. It's just plain old Washington.
And it is freaking adorable.
It is adorable. It's the best town. And I love how it's like they name everything like the Plain hardware store, the Plain restaurant, the Plain grocery store.
Just plain laundry.
Just plain laundry. You know. And it's just sweet. And they have a Statue of Liberty in the middle of their town. That's pretty awesome. Up here in the middle of nowhere. And if you're not familiar with Leavenworth, Washington, it is completely German. It's the whole
totally Bavarian.
Yeah, the whole downtown, all the buildings are built to look Bavarian. We're in it's almost like the Alps here too. It's really steep, rugged country where Squatch lives a lot.
Yep.
So we did the Miners Jubilee or
Pacific Northwest Mining Festival.
Say that 3 times fast.
By the way, it says that there are several of you in the house, but I do not have everyone's name. You will regret not saying hi. Name. Now just say hi in the chat.
So, yeah, this is where we were at.
The Pacific Northwest, Miners Rally. Yes.
I knew you were wrong.
Miners, whatever. It's not Miners Jubilee.
It was a rendezvous for the Northwest mining districts. And they actually had mining classes, but they also had like meetings for all the mining districts to get together and talk and blah blah and all that stuff. It was a lot of fun actually. And of course, we were the only Bigfoot stuff there, which was very interesting. Probably got, I don't know what, 20, 25 Bigfoot stories.
You said 30.
30, somewhere around there. It's been a few days. My brain's gone. But so we had quite a few. We miners spent a lot of time in the woods. A whole lot of time in the woods, because and another thing too, a lot of the miners that we talked to have found footprints, but guess where they're at? They're on creek beds. You know,
generally not on campground trails.
No, they're in the middle of nowhere on creek beds looking for gold, looking for stuff to pan out and process, and some of these guys were like intensely serious about this stuff.
Oh yeah, don't be messing with them and their claim. That's for dang sure.
Yeah.
It's like asking one of us where your squatching area is. We're not telling.
We're not telling you. Yeah, where's your claim? Yeah, I ain't telling you. And if you find my claim, I'll shoot you. Kind of deals. It was kind of interesting. I mean, they were great guys. Though we really got into, and what was surprising to me is how many of them would talk about Bigfoot. They weren't afraid to.
Like it was no big deal.
Like it was no big deal. Oh yeah. So.
Hey, I want to just point out something that has absolutely nothing to do with Bigfoot, but Renee is back with us. She missed last week for a very, very important reason. And I'm looking at my eyes and my glasses going, I did a good eye makeup job tonight. I'm pretty impressed with that. I YouTubed how to do eye makeup last week, and I've been practicing. Anyway, Renee was not with us last week because her son was getting a medal of...
Was it an in-law? I think it was... Anyway, tell us...
Renee's son or son-in-law. I think it was her son. He received a Medal of Honor from the state of Idaho. And so that was a pretty important reason to miss it. So
Galen.
All right. We've got two more names.
Nolan.
All right. Well, what?
Brandy. Did you get that one?
Oh, no, I didn't. Brandy Don Bear. Okay.
Hi. And Uncle Bones. All right. Thank you for saying hi. Son-in-law.
We got Uncle Bones, son-in-law Galen, and Uncle Bones.
Uncle Bones. So, anywho, without further ado.
And Ryan something. Ryan William Rowell, I guess.
Okay, so anywho, we actually got to sit down and talk with one of the miners. And in fact, he's really, really, really into Bigfoot stuff, because he's had a couple different encounters. And he raised his right hand and joined Squatch America basically, and said he wanted to be a part of this. So
hey, Sherry.
So he's our Squatch America in Liberty, Washington.
Just
That's all I can say. Washington.
Anyway. I hate that.
So let's see, how far are we into this? Okay.
We're 8 minutes in.
All right. So we've got a little video that I did record with him telling us his story. The sound's a little bad because my microphone...
He needs a new voice recorder.
Yeah, my voice recorder thing quit.
Feel free to drop your $300 super chat in the chat. And we'll get him a new voice recorder.
No, don't. But because all the money that we do get in super chats, by the way, we just want to... where'd that go? Reiterate, goes to Fallen Outdoors.
Unless they dedicate it. If they put it in the super chat and then say, hey, get yourself a freaking new voice recorder, we will.
What Fallen Outdoors, if you don't know, that's something that we do here, is they take veterans out hunting and fishing, And we are the Bigfoot division for Fallen Outdoors. We just got through all the paperwork stuff that we needed to do to get all legal with whatever the state to take people in the woods legally.
Nitro 11402. He was at the rally. All right,
nice.
Nitro.
So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to play Jim's story, and there were people talking in the background. So turn your volume up, put your headphones on, or whatever you need to do, and let's listen to Jim's story here.
In 1986, my wife and I took a camping trip up to Napa Valley, which is up toward Winter. Okay, from the Columbia. I know Winter. At Twist, you can turn and head back east and head towards Rustle. But at the top of that ridge is it's called Loop Pass. L-O-U-P Pass. And at that pass is a campground. I can't remember, I think it's Forest Service camp. That's on the north side of the highway. Oh yeah. And so we pulled in there, and it was late, it was during the week, and there wasn't anybody in the camp. And so the campground has two levels. The upper big flat level, there's a road that kind of goes down along the hillside, and it seems like there was, I mean, I'm going from memory, but there's like half a dozen campsites down below, kind of along a creek bottom. And when you go off that flat, you come down, you're at the mouth of a big basin, way back, pretty much miles. Big, wide, sloping basin. And so we got down there to a campsite, and we were tent camping. You have to buy the tent up. Sue was getting dinner ready, and I set the campfire, and we had a dog set up. It was just getting dusk, and whatever this thing was lit off. We didn't see anything. Just a loud. It was kind of a high tone. And then it came into a very big, solid guttural roar. And the dog was going crazy. He ran around camp. So all the fine rocks that are leading the bottom of the I took my 45. Through the hole into the bucket. The flat up there was just not very far away. So we went up there. I thought somebody was messing with us. I thought, oh, there's something going on. We're here alone. And I got up on that flat. Through the dusk, I couldn't see a thing, but it happened from up there. And I couldn't see a thing. And so I came back down, and it was getting dark by that time. I asked my wife, I said, do you want to go? Do we want to pack up all this stuff in the dark and take off? Because I don't know what it's going to do. And I've been in the hills a lot. I've hunted elk and deer. I've heard cougars, and I've heard bear, and I've heard elk. It wasn't elk. You know.
I know.
Some people say, oh, well, that was elk. No. So the dog was on pins and needles the whole time. He was just, it wasn't actually very normal for him to be like that. So we said,
if he smelled something you didn't.
What's that?
I wonder if he smelled something you didn't.
Well, he might have.
Yeah.
Because he was on guard the whole time. And so there's a creek across from our campsite. The road kind of went by, and then on the other side is a real brushy creek rock. And it goes up that great big basin I was talking about. That goes off to the north. And so we're sitting there kind of halfway deciding what to do. And the thing goes off again. And this time it's behind us, back in that brush along that creek rock. And I mean, we weren't sure what to do. I didn't want to leave all my stuff there. So I grabbed the gun, the dog, and my wife. We had a station wagon. So we just grabbed a couple blankets and pillows. We dove in the rig, and we locked the doors, and we just sat there. And I didn't want to drive up. I mean, that's just what we decided to do defensively. I didn't think there was time to do else. So we sat right there, and we were talking about our options, and then maybe half hour, 45 minutes later, it went off. And this time, it was farther up that big, farther up that great big base. And then I don't remember the time frames in between, but it was going on almost a night. And then it was farther away the next one. But after the next one, I think it was like 3 or 4. Then way off in the distance, you heard a reply. And then same kind of sound, but far away. This one would do it farther, and the other one was closer, farther away, and closer, somewhere before daylight. I don't know, we guessed it was like 4:30, maybe 5 in the morning or something. They were like fairly close, and then quick. So my wife and I were pretty shook up. Dog was nuts, and we that morning, you know, I wish I'd gone down with that. Crawled through that brush into that, but I was spooked. I didn't want to go into that creek bottom.
Right.
But I sure wish I had now.
Yeah.
Because they'd moved away. Whatever those two were, they moved away. And so we packed up our stuff, you know, told ourselves we'd get back to the house. That was before cell phones, and that was before there was stuff like that. So we told ourselves when we got home we're going to play that in the tape recorder, so that we kept practicing on the way down, but we never did follow through. So we packed up our stuff. We left the campsite. When we got up on top there, again a couple more during the night. And we stopped and went to talk to them. Asked them if they heard anything. Were they going to? And by that time it would have been fairly far away. So anyway, our local PED rural light, which is electrification, kind of a newsletter that came out. And there was an ad in there for the Bigfoot research organization.
Yeah. Good.
And I told Sue, I said, I don't know what we heard, but let's just call it and see. So I called them. They said, well, they didn't want to hear stories. They just wanted to send me a packet, fill the packet out, get all the basic information, get back. So anyway, I got that. Let me back up a little bit. Before I got him off the phone, I said, okay, I know you don't want to hear any stories, but I want to ask you a question. I said, the weird thing about this is this one called over here. He goes, one called, you called from a distance, right? I go, yeah, how'd you know? He says, we've heard that before. And so he told me the answer before I told him what I heard. And I thought that was kind of interesting. But then after that, you know, I went to their website and I saw that we were on their list and I saw we're up around Lake Cle Elum and places that they had sightings, and there was really good detailed information about it. Went up there and we checked those out too. So anyway, that's my story.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when was this? What year?
It was August of '86.
86.
Yeah. A number of years later, my parents, we just lived down the road, Swat Ferry, and you know, I don't know if you know where the buffalo are. I raised buffalo bison. It's less than 10 miles from here, on the way to Cle Elum.
Okay.
When you come up out of the Swat drainage, you get up on top of the prairie, that's ours. My parents lived in a house to the north, about a half mile right up against the mountain, right where the mountains go up, Canterbury Ridge goes up. And I didn't hear it, but my dad did. And it was one night, really snowing hard, and somewhere on the ridge above him, above the house, was a very long, distinct, very clear. He said it was just clear as a bell. Sound that kind of big, long, full. It wasn't a wolf.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything like that. He never heard such a thing. Well, the next day I went up there, and the roads had snowed in about that, foot or so or more. And across from about where he had heard it, there was a track going across the prairie. Great big long stride, like that snowmobile story I told you. But the snow had all fallen in. You couldn't see. All you could see was a divot because it snowed over it too. but it went out across the prairie heading in a north or a southwest pattern out toward our fields. And it was a single track. It wasn't like a deer hopping or an elk or striding. It was distinct divots like that, about, I don't know, 6 foot apart. That went straight across the prairie.
Sorry,
In the middle of the night.
and a question, were they in a straight line?
Yeah, it was straight as an arrow. Oh, you mean the
The
tracks?
tracks.
I don't know that.
Okay.
I don't know.
So I meant, were the tracks like this, or were they?
Can't tell you that.
Okay.
Don't. I should have took pictures.
Yeah, because a lot of times in the Bigfoot world, you see trackways, they walk like they're walking a tightrope.
Oh, right on, right in line.
Right?
If there's multiples, will they follow in the same step?
That's interesting. That was in the snow.
As in deep snow.
Oh
Because it was already probably 18 inches on the ground, and then I had a foot on top of that.
wow.
I mean, I remember it being like, you know, you couldn't walk very far out in it. I got out and I went to try to take a look, but all it was a divot, snowed in on, and I kind of pushed the snow back, and you know, it was all powdery.
Yeah. So, huh.
But anyway, that's
All right.
my little.
Well, thank you very much.
All right. That was Jim's story. Yeah, like I said, sorry for all the background noise, but my good mic cut off that cuts that out. So we had to go with the camera audio on that one. But what I took from his story was a couple of things. One, that it had shook him up enough that him and his wife, you know, were out camping and they just threw anything they needed to survive in the car. And he mentioned he had a 45 on his hip, and they just locked themselves in the car because the sounds were so scary. That's one of the things that hit me in what he was talking about, and how the sounds went, how there were two of them calling back and forth to each other. In my estimate, I think they were calling back and forth to each other and didn't really care about them. Actually, it would have been my take on it. But it was frightening enough to him that they were ready. They just left all their camping gear there and stuff like that, which is frightening. But then he also was very anxious to get his story out. I mean, it shook him up enough that he's like, I got to tell somebody. I got to get this off my chest, and kind of deal. And so he was really anxious to talk to us. Really great guy. Owns a buffalo farm. And Hannah wanted to go pet his buffaloes.
He said that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Yeah, he said that wouldn't be a good idea. So, yeah. So, of course, he's all up, and like Renee said, she loves Cluellum. Cluellum's a beautiful
Cluellum. Washington has weird town names.
That's a weird town.
It's like Maine. Maine has weird town names.
Yeah. But so that was very interesting. So what did you guys take? Go ahead and throw it in the chat.
We got some chat about, not smoking too much weed out there.
Yeah, but what you thought of his story and what you took from it. I took that from it, and there was another thing that went through my head and I didn't write it down just now, which I probably should have. I'm not very bright. Anyway, so
well, while they're thinking about that, what's coming up?
What is coming up? So folks, we have one event on our summer tour left. Oh my gosh, it's been a year.
No, you need to cross out the Pacific Northwest Miners Rally.
Oh, I didn't do that. I can work on that. But anyway, tell them where we're headed.
We are headed on September 9th to the Bigfoot Special Train Excursion. There's a word, excursion. That it's the second Bigfoot train of the year. They do 2 of these a year. It goes out of the historic Elgin Train Depot. And if you opened your email yesterday, you will notice that I actually put a link for you to buy tickets in that email. So if you are not in the habit of checking your email, remember I send out an email generally every Tuesday, and it has all this important stuff in it, like what we're going to talk about, and links to buy things like train tickets. So, and that train sells out really fast. They give you a, it's a decently priced excursion. You're getting a catered lunch. You're getting a great day on the train. You're getting my sparkling personality and him.
And me.
And anyway.
Get to talk about Bigfoot.
Yep. And it really is fun. And
you might even see a Bigfoot.
No, you will absolutely see a Bigfoot. There's no doubt. You will. Now, will you see an authentic Bigfoot? We will not speak to that, but you will definitely see a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Or 4, maybe 8. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's coming up on July. Oh my gosh. On September 9th. This has been like the fastest, but like the longest summer of our lives.
Yeah.
And definitely ready for some cooler weather.
September 9th.
September 9th. And at that time of year, it is absolutely beautiful going up the Wallowa River Canyon.
Yep.
Actually, it's the we're going up the Grand Ronde River, right?
Mm-hmm. We follow the Grand Ronde River until we go
meet
to
the Wallowa River. It's the
Rondawa.
It's where the Grand Ronde and the Wallowa Rivers meet.
Yeah. So get it? Grand Ronde River, Wallowa River, Rondawa.
Yes, and what's really interesting about these 2 rivers is that they're 2 different colors. So weird. Anyway,
and the train actually has a bridge or trestle or whatever that crosses where they meet, exactly where they meet.
And you can see.
So they actually stop the train on the trestle, and you can
take pictures
and watch where the rivers run together.
And you can see them running together, and you can see the 2 different colors coming together. It's just so weird. So weird. Anyway, I actually have looked forward to loving it. On the way up, the mountain, we give a Bigfoot talk in each of the cars. And then on the way down, we sit and chat and relax. And it really is. Sometimes I fall asleep because it's so relaxing. There's nothing I like more than riding a train. It is my favorite.
And Renee said she's fished there. Okay. Well, come join the train, Renee. Okay.
Yeah. Donna said, why don't you highlight Donna? She says, I wonder if the only time they, Bigfoot, communicate loudly is because of distress. I know when I heard sounds, I instantly knew it wasn't wildlife or human.
It could be. Very much so. I mean, there are those very distressful Bigfoot sounds.
Like the ones that Dr. Hansen called mournful.
Mournful. In fact, that reminds me, there was another gentleman who I did a talk each day at the festival, and had a great crowd, had a lot of good comments from people. It was awesome. But on the last day, there was a gentleman who had told me, because I had talked a little bit about Bigfoot sounds and played a few sounds during my talk. And this gentleman came up to me, older gentleman, I think he was in his 80s, he said he'd been a musician his whole life, and he had perfect pitch in his ears. And he had heard kind of a mournful cry in the woods, because he's also a gold panner, a miner. I guess it's not really mining if you just go out and pan for gold, or is it mining?
That's
I don't know.
Mining.
So he said it was a very mournful cry that he heard in the woods, and he actually reiterated the thing about the octaves, because he could tell there was more octaves than what humans can do in the sound.
So now that's come from 2 completely unique
people. Yeah.
They're not connected at all. So that's pretty cool.
So
now that we're 28 minutes
I'm wondering,
in, what else do we have?
I'm looking for, I'm going to play a sound here for you guys. So I think I have mine already here and Donna's, now that I think about it.
So yes, our stuff is so real time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Where's the, okay. So I think this is Donna's. Okay. So Donna in the chat, she, had a recording. Oh gosh, I can't remember. Donna, throw in the chat when this was. It's 2 or 3 years ago now, I think. But here's Donna's recording that she got.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. Which it sounded, okay, it was almost like an owl, but it wasn't. That's the deal. It's like maybe it's something else mimicking an owl.
It was a minor third to a major second, by the way.
Okay.
Musically speaking.
Musically speaking. Know what I heard? Ooh. Okay, that's me musically not speaking. Okay. So, and here's the recording that I got.
Fifth slide.
Mm-hmm.
That's a badly done perfect fifth, but whatever.
All right.
I'm just making sure I still have it.
So yeah, Donna said 2019. That's what I thought it was. Okay. So sounds like Avon. Anyway, so there's mournful sounds, and then there's also, this is kind of a famous recording. I got to find it on my phone here.
Daniel Weeks, a half step is a minor second, but you already knew that.
Okay, here we go. This may be a little loud. No, this is not mournful. This is almost angry. And this is, when I played this for Jim, the guy you watched, he said this is what he heard. Something similar to this. But two of them, and they were quite a ways away from each other. But and what the heck? Oh, hold on. My phone is connected to the outside speakers.
Oh, that's going to scare the other campers here.
It was just playing outside of my camper. Okay, I was wondering what the heck? Why can't I hear it? Right.
Oh, wow. Sherry said, highlight that. Sherry said, funny, my cats both put their heads up and ears back when that one played.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. We just watched something, sometimes this has nothing to do, and I'm not gonna,
we're gonna do a show on that.
Yeah, so. I'm not gonna give it the house away, but those times where just this freak of algorithm YouTube video shows up on your feed, like, and I usually scroll a little bit of YouTube before I go to bed at night and, just watch stupid stuff. Well, I got something on my feed that is going to be a really amazing show in the next few weeks when we do a little more research on it. And it could maybe explain why dogs and cats, looks like cats even, may freak out at Bigfoot sounds. Going to be exciting.
Yep.
Weird stuff. Had nothing to do with Bigfoot, but boy.
But we're still doing some sciencey stuff on that. Yeah. It was really intriguing, actually. So heads up for that.
Yeah, Raptor said something. What you guys played, Donna's sound It sounded like my grandmother bringing us lunch back then when I was a kid in the woods with family.
Yeah, when the grandma comes through, woohoo, come in. Hey, my grandma did the same thing. My grandma used to do a weird thing, and I can't do it. I can't do it. But she used to be able to whistle with
Through her hands?
through her hands and wobble it, and it would sound funny. It's weird.
All right. Well, we have...
Donna said 2 males rutting. Was that from that sound that I played? The angry... Oh, I know what she's talking about with Jim's thing. When
2 males fighting over a...
Ooh.
Are they
That is interesting.
Are they peacocking, saying mine is bigger than yours, so his, so pick me?
Yeah. That's interesting. And that, you know, and that's one of the reasons that he was so scared and that they went and, you know, hid in their car, because,
Play the sound on the phone again. Actually, you should see if you could send it to yourself and play it on the computer. Raptor said he didn't hear the sound, but...
Okay, let me try it again.
You got rid of it, didn't you?
No, I got it right here.
Okay.
Okay. Let's hold the speaker next to the mic and I'll call it good. Here we go. I got it. Yeah, it sounds angry to me.
We're crazy, like something out of 12 Monkeys. Remember that movie, 12 Monkeys, with Bruce Willis? One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, but so, yeah, 2 males rutting, Donna. That's not a bad idea. That's,
I wonder, since...
You get the gold star for the day, Donna.
I wonder, since their boy parts may not be as big as we think they are, maybe they have to rely on sexy shrieking to get the ladies' attention.
Yeah. So
and if you have not enjoyed Dr. Meldrum's primate porn presentation, you are really missing out.
Yeah, you are.
We should have him on just to talk about that.
All right. So Donna gets the...
Well, I'll tell you what I'm blathering about. I've got information, man. New shit has come to light.
Yeah.
You get the Big Lebowski Award.
You get the Big Lebowski Award.
Scott said he couldn't hear it.
Weird.
Well, I'll bet that's because of the way the mic is versus the phone. You should have these sounds stored on here.
I should, but I don't. Type in
what?
Klamath sounds Bigfoot.
Klamath Bigfoot
sounds.
Okay. There's no. I'm not seeing it.
What?
This big... Check that out. We're going to see if we can find it for you.
Sierra sounds.
The Snohomish, the Klamath sounds.
Here we go. All right. So now I got to go back here. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. No.
Yeah. So, anyone who is planning, they're all saying they couldn't hear it. So, who's planning on joining us in Elgin for the train ride? This one? Chrome tab?
Yeah.
Click on that. There you go. Share tab audio. Share. All right. See if you can hear this now. It's... Could you hear it that time?
I hope so. And Renee says she works Saturdays. Well, dang it. Work. Do you know what work is? It's a 4-letter word, right?
Maybe you could trade with someone.
Yeah.
Flexible schedule. Anyway.
Yeah, Scott says I need to get a new recorder for next month.
Like I said, if someone wants to dedicate a donation in the chat towards a new recorder, that would be fantastic.
So, did you guys hear that this time? Yeah, it was creepy.
Mm-hmm.
It is probably one of the creepiest Bigfoot sounds out there. It was in 1993 in Klamath, California, which is Klamath Lake, which is near Klamath, Oregon. It's
all the same area.
It's all the same area.
Southern
Oregon, Northern California.
Yep. So that's the scary stuff.
Yeah.
Was that anything like what we heard when we were camping up in the undisclosed?
It was close. It was close. We had one scream when we were camping up at
in our undisclosed Northern Oregon undisclosed Blue Mountain location. We are not allowed to say.
So which is by the way. Oh, thanks, Scott. Which I want to say, it's where we had our Nutella trap. And by the way, Footprint Friday, I will drop this week. I've got the video ready to roll. I haven't quite got it all edited, but I will be tomorrow.
Anyway,
so
part 3
of the
Squatching in the Blues.
Squatching in the Blues coming out. We went back after 2 months, month and a half. I don't remember. It was a while. We had the Nutella trap out there, and see what happens. Is that a new person?
No.
Okay. All right.
Daniel asks if we can recommend a time-lapse camera that used might go for under $100 and any to steer clear of. We generally anymore don't buy used electronics because you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And electronics go obsolete so fast. But
I'll tell you what, if you want a good time-lapse camera, which is really kind of weird that you asked that, here's a good used one that
a used one?
Well, they don't. This is like an older version, but if you want to look it up, it's a GoPro, and it's called a Hero Session 4. But this little tiny camera here, you can actually just take this whole thing, just like it is, and stuff it underwater, and record with it. It's what I use a lot of the time in the field. It's been a great camera for me. The audio doesn't pick up really well, but as far as doing time lapse, it has a time lapse setting, and what's neat is you can set this camera out and you can link it to your phone, and you can run the whole thing from your phone.
What's it called?
It's called a GoPro Hero Session, and I think it's 4, the number 4. Okay, but
look that up on Amazon, see what you find.
Yeah. I mean, they're still, Scott just got a Hero 10 or a 10 Hero. Yeah. So like I said, so the latest one is 10, I guess, but
we've had this forever.
I've had this one for a while.
And it's still going strong.
Yeah. And I love it.
We've had it
the
underwater.
only things I don't like about this is that you can't change the batteries in it. It's not one that, so you have to recharge it and make sure it's charged up before you take it out in the woods. But you can plug in, like I have, I don't know where my power pack went over there. Anyway, I have like one of those power packs that charge your phones. And I can plug it in right there. And you can actually run this from an external battery. If you're not underwater, you're good. But so anyway, Danny, there you go.
All right. Hey, why don't we throw in a commercial? We are 17 minutes out.
Okay. So if you guys need internet, please, I mean, we're using it right now. This is our cooking internet. And I lost the thing.
So just so you know, we did invest in Starlink, which we keep hoping to try. But so far,
we've used it once.
And at this point, where did you put our...
Right here.
Oh, so far, Nomad is kicking its tail.
Right.
Just saying.
Just saying.
As we travel and search for Bigfoot, we use a lot of equipment that uses the internet to operate. Also, in our town hall meetings and live streams, we need a reliable connection. We use Nomad Internet. There's a link and discount code below, so join us and have internet access on the go. And just so you know, Nomad has far more offerings than just a travel kit. They have a variety of different plans, different modems. They really are making inroads in the rural community. You know, sometimes when you live out in the sticks, trying to get internet is a pain in the neck. And, you know, most people go with like Hughes or Direct or whatever, and they're a little bit sketchy. So if there are cell towers with Nomad, you can get internet. And honestly, for uncapped, unthrottled data, the price point is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so that's what we use. And
that's what we've used for over 3 years now. And like I said, so far it's been, we'll see how Starlink does when we go up to the Crater Lake area, because I think we're going to try that there. But so far, Nomad has still been kicking Starlink's tail. Sorry, Elon. I love you, man,
yeah. And we thank them for sponsoring us. So it's pretty awesome. So
we do have a relationship with Nomad, but it's one that we love. So.
Yeah. We had them for 3 years before we even got into any type of relationship with them.
Yeah. All right. Donna says she's been panning for gold in Vermont for 8 years. She went a few weeks ago, got a few flakes. She loves a good hunting challenge. We have a new tool. I bought this guy something.
Yeah.
It's called a snipper.
Sniper.
Shh, you might get us booted with that word. Anyway, it actually looks like, you know, a pew pew, but it's this guy there. He created this thing out of PVC pipe, and basically you shove it down into the crevasses like at the bottom of a creek bed, and you suck up the dirt and the sediment and all that.
And
so
then
that
put it in your pan.
And then you put it in your pan, so you're getting stuff that otherwise you might not be able to get at. So anyway, what's the next 14 minutes hold for us?
Okay, so we had an interesting encounter yesterday, not with Bigfoot, but with a Bigfoot witness.
We did not get it on video or audio. We're just going to tell you about it.
No.
His name was Terry. I remember that.
Yes.
And he worked for
really
the Washington State Parks Department.
Yeah. So we got a guy from the Washington State Parks Department told us a Bigfoot story.
It was really weird because we were doing laundry.
Yeah.
And laundry, like a laundromat, is kind of one of those places where it's like, you know, you kind of like, do you socialize in a laundromat or do you just mind your business? I mean, folding underwear together is really weird. But he came in and he was a little hesitant. And he was checking us out. And I thought, oh my gosh. Because he says, "You're really from there?" Right? And I'm thinking, man, what law did we break? As if there are any that can truly be broken anymore.
Yeah.
But I was like, and then finally, after he kind of grilled Scott for a bit, he loosened up and spilled. And this is what he spilled.
I forgot what he said. No. Anyway, he had a really interesting story about him and his buddy this was a long time ago. I think he said 86, that him and his buddy, they were youngins, and they were going to go out in the woods and shoot their 22s. And they drove out in the woods and they set up they were going out to set up. They got out of their cars. They saw something big down the hill, standing up looking at him, and then he said it turned and it looked like it rode off on a motorcycle. And this is what he got in his head. He said, those dang motocross guys tearing up the forest. And he got to thinking to himself, wait a minute, I don't hear a motor running. And there's no dust. You know. And he said his buddy looked at him and said, "Are you sure you just saw a motorcycle guy?" And he's like, "I had to think about it."
They weren't that young. They were in their 20s.
Yeah. So anyway, So when they got back home, this is kind of a cool little thing they did, which was awesome.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. So they got, each of them got a piece of paper, and they stood back to back, and then they drew what they saw. And then on the count of 3, they turned around and put the pictures together, and they matched. So that's a great thing to do.
And what
So
did they see?
And what did they see? They saw a sassy Squatch.
Was it sassy or was
no,
it?
He said it was big. Might have been a male. I don't know. They
But
saw
yeah.
a Bigfoot.
He described no neck, really broad shoulders, conical head,
the whole thing.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool. But what's really interesting is he was really nice enough to he went and showed me the spot. He actually pinned it on my phone on my app. And so we are actually going to go this weekend and camp in that area to see what happens.
Yep.
So, and then he went on with a couple other stories too, but we'll save those for later.
Some of them involve the use of opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Although are Bigfoot thumbs really opposable?
They're not.
Okay.
So that's cool. So that'll be another video coming up pretty soon of us getting to go squatching.
That Fox says that description sounds like Andre the Giant.
Yeah, it kind of does. So where was Andre in, when did he, I can't remember what month he said. I think it was during the summer. I think he said it was August 86. So I'll have to find out where Andre the Giant was in August of 1986.
Okay.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, Locke, I think you're really gonna like when we after we do our research. I think you're really gonna like the sciencey stuff that we're working on. It is not quantum. I know your feelings about quantum. I know not any of that. It's like seriously biological science.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting. All right, now what else?
So that's that.
We have 8 minutes to bore these poor suffering people.
So, and I just remembered the other thing that what Jim talked about in his story was the fact that it was 18 inches of snow on the ground, and they found footprints that had been snowed on on top of it that night, which goes along with a couple other Bigfoot reports. Of course, the famous in fact, we're not too far from Bosburg, Washington, where we're at right now, which is where the Cripplefoot cast, the 1,089 footprints they found of Cripplefoot. So we're not too far from there, but those were in the snow. What he talked about, the footprints in the snow, 18 inches deep. We had footprints in Halfway, Oregon. Well, actually, Cornucopia, Oregon. This was like 5-6 years ago. A gentleman showed us footprints, and that was in 3 or 4 feet of snow. So does that tell us Bigfoot doesn't migrate in the winter? They just hang out and do Bigfoot stuff in the snow?
I think they might be lower in the winter, closer to where people are. Because if you're following food sources are going to be lower in the winter.
Right.
So, well, is it time? Can we do the thing? Can we do the thing?
I've been so excited.
I know. This is my idea because yesterday, about 8:30 p.m., guess what happened?
2,500.
We hit 2,500 subscribers, and it has, it's been hard because we made a funny video. Maybe lichen masks will work better this time around.
From
this campground
that we're in right now.
Yeah, and so we are the ultimate medical misinformers. Yeah, knock yourself out with that lichen mask. It probably works better than anything else. Anyway, so it has been a chore to build our subscribership to 2,500, and we want to celebrate it. So I have here a wheel with all your names on it. If you missed out putting your name on, too bad, so sad. I'm going to spin the wheel. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. I'm spinning the wheel, and you can watch it. And oh my gosh! And the winner is Rick Wood.
Hi,
Rick Wood,
he's watching us on Facebook right now.
Yes, and so Rick Wood, I want you to message us. Just shoot me a message, your address and your t-shirt size, whether you want a plain Squatch America, a Born Free Still Free t-shirt, or Bigfoot saw me and no one believes him. You get a free Squatch America t-shirt to help us celebrate 2,500 subscribers. Okay.
All right, and Rick's been following us for years.
Yes, he's been since we met him in Medford 2.5 years ago.
Yep.
So he's one of our old timers.
Okay, can you roll another one?
Can I roll another one? Okay. All right.
So this is kind of weird. I actually had somebody stop us in the campground here recently.
Talk.
And apparently it was somebody whose grandson follows us, and they know who we were, and they were all surprised to see us, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he asked me to sign something for his grandson. And I'm like, I don't know what to sign. I've never really weirded out about that, So what popped in our heads is something we could do for at our booths too from now on. So,
okay, and so I'm gonna spin, and then our other winner will see what they get. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. Spinning now. We're gonna hide that slice. I love that sound. It's like, you're the next contestant on The Price is Right. God rest Bob Barker's soul.
You never wait until it stops.
Long Island Bigfoot. You are the next winner on, I don't know what our game show is.
So message us at
so Long Island Bigfoot.
So if you message us on Facebook.
Long Island, is he our friend on Facebook?
I think, I don't know. Might be.
Message us on Facebook or email squatchamerica@gmail.com with your mailing address. Because here's what you get.
I know this is kind of weird, but it's something we came up with, something we can sign and give people. So we have actual photographs of the Bigfoot that I photographed. You see him there looking at you.
5 years ago.
5 years ago. And on the back, it has the dates and times of when we saw them and everything. And we will sign it down there and send it to you.
Okay. So thank you for playing. I think our next milestone will be 5,000 subs. So by then I will have a fun new design. All right. So anyway,
we're down to the wire. We got 1 minute left. So thank you guys for putting up with us for.
Donna has a good comment there.
Oh, wait. One more comment.
I really think any audio of a Bigfoot is a distress call, whether hormonal or emotional. They may mimic wildlife sounds as communication, but the rare, unusual sounds captured are unintentional. I think they can mimic. I don't necessarily think their vocalizations are distress. Because what we've heard, I think there's a location. Where are you? Just making sure they're keeping track of each other.
Mm-hmm. And that's not it's not a bad theory. Not a bad theory. And another theory too is one of my theories is if they're in small family groups, say mom, dad, teenagers, new babies, growing up, whatever kind of deal. And the one, so if like say the oldest male and the oldest female, they have to venture out on their own eventually. And maybe some of these calls are like, hey, I need a girlfriend. And she says, hey, I'm over here. What's your earning potential? You know, stuff like that. So that's not a bad idea, Donna. Thank you for that. So with that,
as always, please remember that our job is to investigate the unexplained,
not to explain the uninvestigated.
So like, subscribe, or smash that like button, subscribe, click the bell notification, share this into the Facebook universe, share this on all of your social media. Help us grow to 5,000 so we can give away more prizes.
And join us on Patreon. That helps us take veterans into the woods.
Yes, right now I think we only have 6 paying Patreon members, and so we could use a whole lot more. Oh, one more announcement. I have gone and done it. I have hired, like literally hired. I didn't find a friend who is good with website. I have hired a website designer, and the website is undergoing a massive change. So keep your eyes open. There will be a new email service along with that. So if things are a little bumpy for a week or so, it's because we are overhauling everything.
Yes, and the website will actually be kept up to date.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we're paying money for someone to do it.
All right. So thank you very much. So with that,
you keep watching.
And we'll keep squatching and go out and find Bigfoot.
Bye.